Roar!
Ew.
Hello and welcome to Midnight Readings. Today we will be reading Numbers, written by Pastel Pony. Hope you all enjoy.
Numbers. I know a lot about numbers. I know how to solve equations and figure out the best profit. I easily work out percentages. I can organize data into charts that look good and impress ponies. My numbers and I have impressed a lot of ponies and made them like me. I've studied all the high society etiquette, learned the farm slang. It's part of my job to make ponies like me. That's what makes a good business pony. And I'm a very good business pony. Numbers will only get you so far in certain places though. Sure, it'll help you walk away in a firm financial state when your personal life comes crumbling down. But profit doesn't ease the pain when your wife runs away to prance with some 2-bit fancy-looking unicorn. However, I have discovered that those numbers come in handy during a custody battle. Judges like to see that large-ranking salary when it comes to providing for a foal. I suppose that counts for something. Numbers helped me keep my daughter. And she is the one thing I have done in my life that I am most proud of.
I lean forward as I walk and straighten my daughter's tiara. That thing always looks like it's about to fall off her head. I'm afraid it'll break one day. It is very old. A gift from her mother before she passed on. I wish she wouldn't wear it to school. That's just risking it getting damaged. Dimond really does love it though.
Do you want me to pick you up after school?
I ask. Normally the butler does this for me, but I don't have any meetings, and it'd be nice to spend some time with her. We've grown more distant recently.
We could go to Sugar Cube Corner for some ice cream. We always used to do that.
She rolls her eyes.
Dad, that was like when I was 5. I'm too old for that now. Besides, I got a thing with Silver Spoon after school.
I chuckled. How can any pony think they're too old for ice cream?
Alright, sweetie. Maybe some other time.
Dimond rolled her eyes again but nods. I don't know why she does that so much. Perhaps it's just a kid thing? I ought to talk to her about it. It was, after all, considered rude when I was growing up. She stops at the gate and looks back at me.
Okay, so we're here. So, bye.
She turns to leave, but I grab her hoof and pull her into a hug.
Dad!
She squeals, wiggling away. I grin sheepishly and lift a hoof to quickly fix her tiara again.
Sorry.
I say. She huffs and starts walking quickly down towards the little red schoolhouse.
Have a good day, Diamond!
I call. Her ear twitches and she begins to walk a little faster. I watch her little form all the way along the path until she reaches the playground, then turns to leave just as a pleasant voice calls out to me.
Oh, Mr. Rich, do you think I could have a word?
I turn back to see Cheerly trotting up towards me. As she reaches the gate, she leans against it and puffs a couple of times to catch her breath, before placing a smile on her face and facing me.
I was hoping to catch you.
Do you think it's possible for you to meet me after school for a little bit of a quick talk?
Why?
Well, She looks down and scuffs her hooves before biting her lip. It's about Diamond Tiara. I'd rather not say where every pony could hear us, and I must get back to the children, but it's rather important. Do you think you'd be able to come here this afternoon? I shrug.
I'm not busy, so I guess so. Is Diamond in trouble?
She sighs, fidgeting slightly, and begins to walk back towards the schoolhouse. You could say that. Thank you for coming. I simply sat across the desk from Shirley and wait. I'm almost afraid to hear what she might say. What an equestria could have happened to merit an unplanned conference? I know Diamond Tiara's grades are good, so it can't be that. Maybe... I just hope it's nothing bad. She simply sits there, in silent contemplation, until I clear my throat and ask the question that has been on my mind all day.
Would you mind telling me the purpose of this meeting?
Cheerly slumps pitifully. I'm afraid the issues I wrote about you last week have been persisting. Diamond Tiara's problems with the other students have been getting much more out of hoof. And despite trying the most subtle punishments, I'm having trouble trying to find the right disciplinary action to get through to her. She lowers her gaze. Perhaps I never will.
Hold on.
I raise a hoof and stared at her.
What letters? What issues? What are you talking about?
She blinks. The letters I addressed to you, I've been sending home with Diamond Tiara. I sent one last Monday and last Thursday. I quickly shake my head in confusion.
Miss Cheerily, I haven't gotten any letters from you.
Cheerly shrinks under my gaze. Oh dear, she whispers. It would appear Diamond Tiara has been keeping the letters I gave her rather than giving them to you. She frowns. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Why didn't you just send them to me through the mail?
It just seems a bit impersonal. I always send notes home with the students when I need to let their parent know about something. She shrugs and crinkles her nose. Normally the students deliver the letters without a problem. I write to parents for many different reasons, so the students know that if I give them an envelope with their parent's name on it, they need to give it to them. When you never wrote back to me, I assumed you were busy with work or forgot. I sigh and lift my hooves to rub my sore temples.
Diamond's an intelligent filly. She likely figured out what the letters were for.
Cheerly nodded.
Speaking of which, I still have no idea what those letters were about. What exactly are these problems Tiara's been having with the other students? Is some pony picking on her?
The opposite, actually.
What?
Diamond Tiara has a tendency to tease and harass the other students. Mr. Rich, she bullies them.
Tiara? My Tiara? My daughter never hurt any pony in her life. How can she... No.
I whisper. I stare at Cheerly and let out a slight nervous chuckle.
I'm sorry, Miss Cheerily. I thought I just heard you say my daughter bullies her classmates.
Cheerly nods, and I instantly feel queasy.
No.
I frantically shake my head and try to drone out what I just heard.
That can't be right.
Mr. Rich.
No!
I bring my hoof down on the table with a sharp crack.
I refuse to believe that. If this was a real issue, why have you not tried to meet with me before?
Cheerly wilts. When the teasing first came to my attention, I spoke to Tiara about hurting other ponies' feelings. When it persisted, I temporarily banned her from recess. After a couple of weeks, it seemed to go away, so I left it alone.
Then what makes you think there's an issue now?
The teasing has started again, and worse than before. She lowers her gaze. I'm starting to wonder if it ever stopped. I think Diamond simply stopped making fun of the other students where I could see her. She's been banned for recess again, but I'm sure it continues after school. I glare at her.
How do you know? If you don't see it, then how do you know it's happening?
Cheerly sniffles, and I realize that she's truly upset. I just can't, Mr. Rich. I can see it in the way they avoid her during recess, or arts and crafts. I can hear it in the sighs of relief that echo around the classroom when I take a roll and she's absent.
That isn't real evidence of any true bullying.
Cheerly sits there for a second, staring at me. She lowers her eyes and sighs. I'm sure of what's going on. I'm not stupid. She frowns angrily and chucks a folder at me. Inside are several letters, all addressed to Cheerly. I certainly know I'm right when Derpy writes to me because her daughter is crying about Diamond making fun of her for not knowing who her father is. Or when Rainbow Dash sends me a letter because Scootaloo told her that the only reason she was trying so hard to fly the other week was because something Diamond said about her wings. I slump down in my chair as her words reverberate around my brain. My gaze can't leave the letters that back up her claims.
She wouldn't.
I'm afraid she would and has, Mr. Rich. The other children are terrified of her. I can see it. Do you think I don't know my own students? Shirley sinks down and buries her face in her hooves. I don't know what to do anymore. She shivers for a second before bursting into tears, sobbing as she tries to speak. I'm at my wit's end. I can't get through to her, and I can't remove her from the school just for teasing. The area regulations only allow for expulsion due to physical bullying. If you can't find a way to make her stop, I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. I can only stare at her in shock, running through my body at the sight of the normally cheerful mare bursting into tears because of my daughter. Diamond Tiara has hurt her. Diamond Tiara has...
What do you expect me to do?
Fix her, Shirley whispers, still unable to look at me. Fix her, or move her, or just do something before she breaks every pony else.
But...
I can only stare before slowly standing up on shaky legs, then turning and fleeing from the schoolhouse. I end up at the stream. I always seem to wander here when I've got a lot going on in my head. On top of the bridge that spans the little river of water dancing its way down the little path as it cuts through the grass. It's a good spot for thinking. Normally I come here when I have a large business decision, to invest in something or not, to buy this or sell that, to support the small independent business or the already stable large company. But today I'm here for my daughter. The water shimmers like the rhinestones on Diamond's tiara, and I can only stare at it as I replay the conversation with Miss Shirley over and over and over.
Could I be wrong about my own daughter? How come I never noticed before? Do I really care?
The shiver at the thought. Could I really be unwilling enough to see my own daughter's flaws? That I could just ignore what Shirley had told me? If what she had said was true, it was possible I already had been too blind to see what should have been obvious for months. I gaze at the apple tree by the river and remember the way she laughed at the yellow filly in the bunny suit when I took her to Sweet Apple Acres. I thought, at the time, it was a giggle between friends. Now I was not so certain. The simple fact stood before me like it always did, in numbers. 15 unhappy fillies and colts. Remove just one from the equation, and every pony else would benefit. It was something I had no qualms about before when the same problems arose in the workplace. Employees causing trouble? Get rid of them to create a better work environment for the rest of you ponies. And likely increase production due to the happy workers. This wasn't some workers complaining about a colleague, though. This was a school teacher asking me to either fix my daughter or remove her. Julie's words come to mind again. Derpy, the friendly male mare, her sweet little daughter, crying because of Diamond. Because of something Diamond said to her intentionally to make her hurt. I feel sick to my stomach. It's too fast. It's too soon. I wasn't prepared for this, not in any way. Lifting a hoof, I run it along the mere moon fabric of my tie. Despite all the other ones I own, this is my favorite. Diamond found it when she was little and sewed the $sign onto it to make it match my cutie mark. I turn the tie around and stick my hoof in the small pocket I had added inside the seam, sliding out a small little picture of Diamond Tiara when she was merely a foal. I always keep it there, so I can have a reminder of why I work hard every day, to provide for my beautiful daughter. Tracing a hoof along the edge of the photograph, I let out a sigh. I can find no fault in those large innocent eyes and that joyful smile. Then, I see the eyes roll in embarrassment. A smile turns into an annoyed huff and frown. And then I understand.
Where did I go wrong?
Well, that was a sad one. But it's true. Sometimes parents cannot see what is actually going on with their children. And sometimes teachers just don't know what else to do. I'm glad this is not how it turned out for Diamond Tiara. That she did get redemption. And that her mother wasn't actually dead. But at least in this alternate dimension, at least her father would have found out and possibly done something. Don't know what, but something. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Keep watching that moon! And a howling thank you to my Patreons.